We're going to be taping something, so, yep. Sorry about if I ruined your plans.
You didn't ruin mine yet.
Okay. Oh, good. I still have time. I mean, sometimes you just got to call it like it is, right? Yeah. My name is Robert, and we are at Outreach 419. We are a recovery community center here in the bustling metropolis of Fenwick, Michigan. And it is my honor and privilege every day to work with people that are at various stages on the recovery journey. Some are just starting out, 24 hours. Some have got a week, a month, a year. Some even have 20-some years. We accept all pathways here. And one of the cool things is just seeing people's stories, seeing people that are getting little pieces of their life together. And I know when I met you, one of your concerns was, the drug testing and some of the other stuff. So I'm not going to share any more of your story. It's your story, but I love the trajectory that your life is on right now. You got a lot of really good momentum behind you, and you got a lot of good support structure around you. I look at you and I say, man, I wish I had a little bit of that around me when I was in my 20s and I was screwing up and I was hard-headed and all that kind of stuff. So I'm happy that you're plugging in here. I'm happy that you're plugging in with some of the other guys. And Brian, it's been a pleasure getting to know you and your girlfriend. And yeah, it's just been great. So it is my pleasure to have you here just to share a little piece of your story. So
I appreciate it, sir.
Yeah.
I'm Brian. My story started out raised in a good family. My mom and dad always wanted the best for me. They were very involved in my childhood, all the way growing up. I decided that I wanted to branch out, and I decided to enlist in the military at 17 years old. Went to basic training.
Where'd you do your basic?
I went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
That's where I did mine.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fort Lost in the Woods.
Fort Lost in the Woods, Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri, that's it.
Yeah, I went in July.
Okay.
I had a short stint. Got sent home. I got in a little bit of trouble.
Sure.
Thankfully, the military did me a favor when they discharged me. They gave me
Okay.
a 511 medical discharge, but I could have gotten something a lot worse than that.
Okay.
I came back, and I just hit the ground running. I mean, I started doing cocaine really bad.
Let me back up real quick. Like, talk to me a little bit about, like, what kind of kid were you in high school? Let's just,
I mean, I was a tri-sport athlete.
Okay.
Up until my senior year, I went to school every day and had really good grades.
Sure.
I got to senior year and I wanted to work instead of go to school. So kind of my grades dropped. I ended up having...
Where did that seed get planted that I have to go to work instead of school? Like, what was the...
I think my dad.
Okay.
My dad was always a hardworking man. I mean, my mom was always a hardworking woman too. I mean, they both had jobs all the way growing up.
Sure.
But they only wanted me to, I mean, they didn't really care if I worked at that time in my life. They wanted me to go to school.
Yep.
And they actually ended up convincing me that school was the better option. So I ended up graduating high school. But I mean, I was a pretty solid kid. I mean, I think my parents were definitely proud of me.
Sure.
Then I went to the basic training.
Yep.
Came home and thought I was untouchable. I found out shortly after that I was not untouchable. And when I found that out, I found out my girlfriend, at the time she was my ex-girlfriend, was pregnant with my daughter. So that kind of sent me on a downhill spiral as well. I started hanging out with the wrong people, the wrong crowd, made some choices that later on affected me by going to jail.
Yeah.
I ended up getting arrested for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Ended up pleading out to 6 felonies.
Okay.
And
Any prison time or just jail or okay?
I think at first I got bonded out by my parents the day before my daughter was born. I got to see my daughter be born the next day, and that sparked a change in me.
Okay.
I started going to intensive outpatient therapy.
Sure.
Never really got involved with the program though. I just kind of went to therapy, and that was kind of it.
Yeah.
And it, of course, ended up leading back into another relapse. I got arrested for a bond violation.
Okay.
So that threw my 7411 Holmes Youthful Training Act.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that was the original plea deal.
Sure.
And that threw that
Which
out
is
the
a
window.
sweetheart deal.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
But with the bond violation, the judge at the time said that was off the table now.
Okay.
She sentenced me to a county year in jail and then 90 days in rehab afterwards, and then 5 years of felony probation. So I did my whole year stay in jail,
Sure.
which actually only ended up being about 9 months.
Were you able to do any kind of programming or anything like that while you were in jail, or?
Yeah, so I got on trustee.
Okay.
I did the cognitive thinking class.
Yeah.
So that took some time off my sentence. Then in trustee took some time off my sentence until I decided that I was untouchable again and got into trouble and got fired from trustee. So
This seems to be a pattern.
yeah, yeah, definitely was a pattern. But I went to KPEP, Kalamazoo Probation Enhancement Program.
Sure. Yep.
And it really taught me a lot. I mean, but it was a really good program.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I did the work though. I didn't just kind of, like a lot of other people in there, just kind of went through the steps. But
Sure.
I actually put in the work to change my life, and that worked for. I got out of there. I did 2 years on felony probation.
Okay.
I actually ended up getting early discharge.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got that early discharge, I was back to the races running again.
Was it, let me guess, did you have a thought of being untouchable after you were off probation?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I thought I was untouchable again.
Oh, no.
And I had a girlfriend that thought she was untouchable too at the time. And it actually ended up being my fiance. And we thought we were so untouchable that we racked up a bunch of potential charges.
Sure.
And so we ran to South Carolina. So I lived in South Carolina for a little while. And then we racked up a couple potential charges there. And we ran to Denver.
You're doing the whole Bonnie and Clyde thing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly what it was. It was a Bonnie and Clyde thing, and it ended up being all the way out to Phoenix, Arizona. And fortunately, but unfortunately, I broke my foot out in Phoenix, Arizona, so we had to come back home.
Yeah.
We got back home, ended up finding out that these charges that we thought we had were nothing, so we were running for nothing. And we got back home and obviously just kept going down that path and doing the same thing that we thought was nothing at the time.
Sure.
Ended up being something. So I got arrested in Kent County for a couple more felonies, and ended up going in front of Judge Trusock over there, and he sentenced me to another county year.
Okay.
So now I've got 8 felonies on my record, but he didn't give me probation afterwards. So I was sober for 10 months while sitting in Kent County.
Sure.
Got out of Kent County and right back to it again. I never even thought about staying sober. Went right back to it and started using right away.
Did you know you were going to use while you were still in jail?
I had,
You know what I mean? Or were you telling yourself like, oh, when I get out, I'm going to be sober and I'm going to do the right thing?
yeah, so I did, I thought
But I'm talking deep down, not what you're saying to like your family when you're on the phone with them, but like deep down.
I knew if I could stay away from that girl,
Okay.
I would stay sober. But when I got out of jail, that girl, that was my fiance, had left me for my best friend.
Okay.
And as soon as I got out of jail, of course, I
Yeah.
wanted to make another love story out of it.
Sure.
I went back to her, and she was wishy-washy between my best friend and me for a little while, and I was on the whole, I'm getting him back type of thing too. And obviously ended up relapsing. For some reason, I decided to stop talking to her one day. I just said, I've had enough. I'm just done. I'm not gonna do this whole wishy-washy game thing anymore. So I just stopped talking to her, and I got a really good job at Schroyer's Towing. And I met a couple guys over in Lansing that were dealers, and I became what you would consider a functioning addict for about 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
During that time at Schroyer's Towing, I broke my foot again. So I was off all of the winter with a broken foot and a walking cast, and I got into opiates, prescription opiates.
Okay.
And I was taking those prescription opiates at first for the pain. and then I started abusing them. I started using too much of them, and then started buying them, and it was just a snowball effect.
Was downers, opiates like your drug of choice, or no?
No, meth was my drug of choice. Yep. So
but this still hooked you enough where you were like, hey, I like that, and I like changing the way I feel.
Yep. And I mean, every time that I've relapsed, it's all started with marijuana. So I met my girlfriend now, who's Jasmine. She came into my life. I had just got my daughter back. I was doing supervised visitations with my daughter.
Sure. Yep.
Meanwhile, still using the whole time. I mean, just being, I guess, the way I can mainly describe it is I was high all the time, so nobody thought anything different.
Sure. Yeah. This is just how he is.
Yeah, this is just how I am. I don't know what you're talking about. It was so bad to the point when I got sober again that my parents thought I was high when I was sober. And I was like, no, I'm not high, I'm sober.
Yeah.
And so what happened was my girlfriend, she was trying to get her daughter back. And I told her, well, hey, I just got my daughter back. I can help you get your daughter back.
Sure. Yeah.
And come to find out, CPS was involved. So I knew that that meant drug screens. And of course, they came and wanted to do drug screens on me and her. And I just so happened to have my wisdom teeth just taken out. And the drug screen I failed the drug screen for methamphetamine, but not opiates. And I was using opiates because my wisdom teeth just got taken out. So they classified it as a false drug screen. So I got lucky there. And then I decided I was going to get clean at that point. And I stayed clean for 3 or 4 weeks until we got a couple drug screens in that were clean. We got her daughter back, and I looked at her the day we got her daughter back, and I asked her if she wanted to celebrate. And she had been clean for about 4 months at that point. And unfortunately, she said yes. So the day we got notified that we were going to get her back, we were going to go down and pick her up the next day. So we got high all day that day.
Yeah.
And then we went down and picked her up. We obviously didn't get high right away until later on. But we had her for a little while. We got in the routine of having her again, and then we continued to use. And, a year.
Did you at all at any point in this like internalize any guilt for, you know what I mean, for like bringing that?
Yeah, a lot of it. Like I still kind of believe to this day that hadn't I reintroduced her, she would have still been clean. But at the same moment in time, like, she was catching on to my trick. Like,
Sure.
I was trying to convince her that I wasn't using this whole time. And she was starting to catch on. She was starting to see some of the signs.
She's like, I was born at night, but not last night.
Right.
Yeah.
And she was starting to see some of the signs. So I mean, maybe it wouldn't, even if I wasn't introduced it to her, she was going to find out either way.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't going to be able to hide it from her. My parents, maybe.
Yeah.
Or somebody I come home to every day. No.
Yeah, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we end up relapsing and got clean a couple times and never worked a program. Like, that's where it really, working this program is where it really changed for me this time. Like, we would get sober, but we were going to meetings or connecting with sober people. We were just trying to hang out with the same crowd.
Okay.
And I mean, there's an old saying that if you hang out in a bar long enough, you're going to get drunk. Or if you hang out next to a river long enough, you're going to get wet. So,
or hang out at the barber shop and get your hair cut.
You're going to get your hair cut. Yeah, so it spiraled out of control. I opened my own business in hotshot trucking. Something my grandpa funded for me. 100% funded for me. He told me, here's this money, I just want you to run this business. And I said, okay. And of course I was using the whole time. And I mean, I was making good money, but everything was going back. Like, I never made any kind of profit.
Right.
And had I been thinking clearly, I probably could have done something different.
Sure.
But I had this one-track mind. Like, anytime I ran out of drugs when I was gone, I had to get back here to get drugs. So I was wasting money doing that, wasting time, wasting job opportunities doing that. And it got to the point where we had to close the business down. Money was gone. He had closed the business down, so I decided that at that point I was going to come back and just be high at home. And it took me a little while to find a job.
Is your grandpa still alive?
Yep.
Okay.
I lived with him.
How was that for him, the business closing down? Like, how did that change the dynamics of your relationship at all, or?
The business being open changed the dynamic of our relationship.
Okay.
It was a struggle the whole time we were. I mean, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Sure.
He didn't know how to help me.
Okay.
I mean, he knew how to enable the business to be running, and the end result was enabling my drug usage.
Okay.
But he didn't know how to run a business either.
Sure.
So
Right.
it was like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
And then I asked my dad, who does know how to run a business. He was a store director for Spartan Foods and kind of stuff like that. He basically told me it's you're so far underwater, it's time to get out. And I just didn't want to listen to him. So I just kept digging deeper and deeper.
Sure.
And so I came home on our final trip out of state with the business, and I just said, I've had enough. I'm tired of being stuck out of state without any gas money.
Yeah.
Stuck out of state without any place to sleep. Like I was tired of that.
Yeah.
And my grandpa, it was more like a relief kind of thing for my grandpa, I think, because he didn't have to have me call him and ask him for more money anymore. And so I ended up getting a job here working for my dad.
Sure.
And I stayed sober for a little while. And then I just went back to it again. And about a year and a half ago now, my girlfriend left me because I was using and she was ready to be done.
Sure.
Yeah, so she left me, and that sparked something different in me. That sparked a lot of change. So I went to rehab.
Yeah.
And I stayed in rehab for 5 days because I thought I was untouchable again. Jumped out early and decided that I was just going to go to meetings. I wasn't going to work my steps. I was just going to go to meetings. That would be enough.
Sure.
And I met another girl in these meetings. So I changed my whole mission to going to the meetings because I wanted to follow her to the meetings.
Sure.
And that only worked for, probably a month, and ended up relapsing again. And then
Yeah, the 13th step isn't part of the plan.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. So then Jasmine came back into my life, and that I had already relapsed, and of course she jumped back on the train too. And we went for another year, using every day. I mean, all the way up to the point where we weren't paying for anything anymore. We were just making the side profit on everything. So that's when I realized I really did have a problem. And then the friend of the court started wanting me to do drug tests. Well, then my lawyer wanted me to do drug tests for the friend of the court. And I was like, oh no, there ain't no way.
Yeah. Feeling the heat come in.
Yeah, started feeling the heat, and then I started taking drug screens because my lawyer said, if you're not going to take them, I'm not going to help you. So I started taking them, and I failed a couple. And I never have failed a drug screen for methamphetamine ever in my life. And those 2 drug screens I failed, and I was just like, all right, I got to do something different. It's time for me to do something different. And the day that I failed the second drug screen, we went back to the Muir Misfits meeting.
Okay.
And got plugged in there, which is a meeting I attended regularly a year ago.
Okay.
And my mentor, Dave Holcomb, told me that this place here, Outreach 419, I should come check it out on Friday night. I said, okay. And I thought about it. I'm like, there's no way I'm driving all the way to Fenwick. And we live in Nashville, so it's about a 45-minute drive. I said, there's no frickin' way I'm driving all the way to Fenwick. And it just so happened my parents called me that Friday and asked me to come up and hang out with them in Ionia. So now I had no excuse but to drive the extra 15 minutes.
Ionia is right down the street.
Yeah, I had no excuse to drive the extra 15 minutes. So I was like, all right, Jasmine, do you want to go check this place out? And we were told it started at 5 o'clock. So we pulled in the parking lot at 5 o'clock, and nobody's here. And I'm like, oh, no. Well, I think there was a couple people here. Yeah, I think you guys were here.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way this is the place. So we drove out of here and went down the road And I was like, there's no other church in Fenwick.
Yeah.
There's got to be this place.
Yeah.
So I came back and pulled back in the driveway, and we were sitting there and watching a couple of people show up, and then Dave pulls in, and I'm like, oh, this got to be the place. So then I came inside and met you and met Heidi. And well, no, I didn't meet Heidi that night. Heidi wasn't here. She was sick.
I think she was sick. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, she was sick.
Yeah, I remember the first night you guys were here.
Yeah, she was sick, and I was like, okay, this guy's doing this all by himself. And then the second week we came.
Yeah.
Because we had so much fun the first night.
Sure.
And I started connecting with people that I had prior connections with, but all these people are sober now.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? Everybody's sober, and I just failed the drug screen yesterday. Like, what's going on? And I was like, you know what? I think I need to make a change. I want to be like those people. I want to be like what Robert talks about. And so we came back the second week.
Mm-hmm.
And the second week I decided that I wasn't just going to stop smoking meth. I was going to stop smoking weed. I was going to stop doing everything, not drinking alcohol. I was just going to stop.
Yep.
And I pretty much stopped cold turkey. I looked at my girlfriend, and we had dabs in the car, and I said, you know what? I said, we stopped smoking meth. I said, bet you won't let me throw these out the window. She said, you're not going to do it. So I rolled down her window and threw them out the window. I said, this is the last day I'm smoking weed. I just wasted money on marijuana, and I hate wasting money.
Yeah.
This was the last time I'm ever smoking.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I ever smoked.
Okay.
And we've been coming here ever since. And
what did you think that first night? Like, just, you're brand new. You just heard about it from a friend. Like, come check this place out.
I thought it was different. Like, I've been to meetings before, and I've been to, like, sobriety events, been to Celebrate Recovery.
Yep.
And this place was just different to me. It was, there's really only one word to describe this place, and it's not just you and Heidi, but everybody in this community that is at Outreach 419. There's unconditional love. It's unconditional. You guys don't care about what our backgrounds are.
Right.
You guys don't care you guys just care that we're on a path that is the righteous path, and that's what you guys can support. And that's what was different about it for me. It was just like, these people actually care. It's
unconditional and intentional.
Intentional, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, these guys actually care. Like, you go to an AA meeting or an NA meeting, and I'm not saying anything bad about AA or NA, because I absolutely love those two programs.
Yep.
But there's people there that are just trying to get their paper signed. There's people there that are actually working the steps, and there's people there that, I guess you can say, would love you.
Yep.
But this place has everybody. Everybody loves you exactly evenly. Like, there's not a doubt in my mind that there's people that come in these doors that are just here to get a paper signed. I absolutely, I absolutely can see that. But 90% of these people, and maybe 95% of these people, are here because what you guys developed here is a family. It's a family.
About a third of the people that we have come through don't have a substance use disorder.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That's unreal to me.
Like just people from the community, or people that are supportive, or people that have a friend or a family member and they're just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, they're just trying to figure out what we go through.
Yeah.
And I know you can make an argument for Al-Anon. I've never been to an Al-Anon meeting. But I know that when people come into this place that don't have a substance abuse disorder, they learn just as much, if not more, from you guys, from everybody that speaks here, that an addict does. I mean, this place is one of those places where you can go and you don't have to have an addiction problem. You can get something out of every night here, and not even be an addict.
So talk to me now about where you're at today. I mean, you just posted something about, your clean drug screens and stuff. I mean, that's it's pretty amazing. Took a little bit. Took a little, you had to let it get out of your system, but...
Yeah, so I don't know how many it's been now. It's been more than I can count. But I've had a pretty impressive streak of clean drug screens.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's amazing. And the fog is starting to lift.
Yeah.
I'm getting, like, head-wise, you know.
Even marijuana, like... That's something I thought I would never stop doing. I never thought I would stop smoking weed. And that's just something that I don't miss it now.
Sure.
Like, it's not something that even bothers me.
I've often told people that the closer you get to God, the more He will reveal to you what doesn't fit in your life anymore.
And that's exactly.
And you got to a point where weed for you just didn't fit at this time.
Right.
Right? And that's, I often tell people too, like, if hearing the word, I can't smoke marijuana or do something, whatever, forever scares you, then just tell yourself, I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it for the next 90 days, and then go back and renegotiate that contract with yourself.
Right.
You know?
And so another thing that transpired after getting sober, I got an opportunity to go to school for truck driving. And I know being a truck driver, I can't smoke weed anyways.
Sure.
So it was a perfect time to stop.
Yeah.
It was a perfect time to stop. I'm getting ready to graduate truck driving school, and I take my test Thursday.
And you probably never would have thought
Never.
2 years ago,
Never.
I'm going to be clean drug screens, a whole bunch of them in a row, and I'm about to graduate truck driving school.
Never would have thought it.
Yeah.
I never would have thought 2 years ago that I'd be clean off meth.
Sure.
I thought for sure that I was going to die
Yeah.
as a user. And today I'm confident that I will not die as a user.
I love that.
I'm confident. I told my parents this yesterday while we were having Easter dinner. Today I'm confident I won't die high. If I die, it will be of natural causes. I mean, I hope so anyways. But I can tell you that it won't be a drug-induced high.
What would you say to the person if you could go back in time, rewind time, go on the little, the space flight back, and go talk to that guy 2 years ago?
I would say.
What would you say to him?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't know, because over the last 2 years, if it didn't happen exactly the way it happened, I wouldn't be sitting here.
What kind of encouragement could you give to somebody that's in that spot?
I would just tell them that there is so much more. There's so much more in life to live for.
Yeah.
I've been somebody that has woke up and didn't think of anything other than when am I gonna get high again?
Yeah.
Or how much do I have
Your
left
world
today?
is this small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like this little
itty bitty.
tiny, that's all, and you're just running around.
And I thought I was the only person like that.
Yeah.
And it's not.
No.
That's not the case.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Normal
it's not.
dope stuff.
It's not the case. Like, there's people out here that are just like me. And I've discovered that through my sponsor. I've gotten a sponsor this time, and just keep, we pretty much regularly attend.
It's a hard word. I get it.
regularly attend meetings every night.
Sure.
Or at least once a day.
Yep.
And I think that attending those meetings, I've discovered that there are people out here like me. I'm not just I'm the only me.
Sure.
But there's a lot of other people that share similar things to me.
Yep.
And that's different too. That's hugely inspiring that people have walked the same shoes that I've walked.
Yeah.
And they've dealt with some of the same things that I've dealt with.
So how many months sober right now?
I'll be 60 days sober on Friday.
60 days sober on Friday.
Yeah.
And guess what? Friday is our gratitude and testimony night. So you're ringing the bell on Friday too?
Oh, no, actually we won't be here Friday.
Oh, well, I'll ring the bell for you.
Yeah, we're going to, me and my girlfriend are going to go to a concert on Friday night.
Okay, I love it.
Two people that are in sobriety themselves.
Sure.
We
Yep.
just got off tour with none other than Mr. Jelly Roll.
I love it.
Yeah, he's he's hugely into the sobriety thing.
Nice.
So it's a couple people we've been wanting to go see.
Yeah.
For a long time now, and we got the opportunity
Cool.
to do it. We'll get meet and greet passes.
Yeah.
So it'll be a fun night.
So you're 60 days in now.
Yep.
What I love about this is I would very much love to have another talk like this with you at 6 months.
Yep.
And I would love to have another talk with you in 1 year. What message do you want to give the 6-month you right now?
Just keep grinding. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do it minute by minute.
Sure.
I mean, over the last few days, I haven't really had to do that minute by minute
Yep.
or hour by hour. But the first 30 days, it was tough. I mean, and I would have to tell myself in that 6-month me, I'd rather stay sober today than ever get sober again. Because I don't know if I've got it in me.
Sure.
I know I can keep the ball rolling downhill, but I don't know if I can start it again.
It's a heavy one to get rolling.
Yeah, I don't know if I can start it again.
Now, what about the 1 year, not a message for the 1 year you, but how about what's something you would like to see accomplished? Like, what's a goal? What's a direction that you're pointing towards that you think in the next 12 months I'm going to do this?
There's a couple.
Okay.
I'd like to become a recovery coach.
Okay.
I think that's definitely doable in the
Sure.
next 12 months.
Yep.
And then I'd like to have sponsees. I'd like to have all my steps worked, and I'd like to be working steps with other people.
It'll keep you sober.
Yeah, and it's just, I've had the blessing of having somebody help me,
Sure.
and now I just want to give that back.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that I want to see. I want to see everybody have an opportunity to feel the way I felt.
That's the whole premise of what we do here at Outreach 419. It's we love because he first loved us, right? And so it's that same thing. Other people have taken care of us and have loved us through our journey. And now just like you feel that desire to I want to give that back.
Yeah.
I want someone else to feel taken care of and loved and cared for like other people cared for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would absolutely love the opportunity to serve somebody else the way I've been served.
I love it. Anything else for 1 year you? Any other goals or aspirations or?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to be more involved in the recovery community. As far as being a recovery coach, but not only that, but I would like to get into maybe some charity work or I'm Fan or
Sure, yeah.
or even adult recovery court.
Yep.
I'd like to be able to give back on a higher level. Maybe even some kind of counseling, schooling at that point.
Sure.
With truck driving, it's going to be a little hard to do.
Do you see yourself truck driving as a career, or are you feeling a different calling on your life?
I see myself as a owner operator.
Okay.
And maybe not so much operator, but as an owner.
Sure. Okay.
Maybe having people drive underneath me.
Yep.
But I feel myself as a recovery advocate mostly right now.
Okay.
I do see myself as a truck driver for a little while, but definitely not the rest of my life. I mean, I do want to retire from something someday.
Sure. Yeah.
But if I could retire from truck driving into recovery coaching or recovery advocate or something along those lines,
Yep.
that would be the goal.
Yeah.
That would be the goal. That's a little farther than a year out.
Yeah. It's all good. It's good to have those dreams, though.
Yeah.
Because those things down the road keep you pointed in the right direction today.
Yeah.
Because if you have who you want to be in 1 year firmly planted in your mind, then today, when you start to take a step off of that path, something's going to trigger in your brain. You're going to say, whoa, this doesn't line up with who I want to be in a year. Right? Drinking, drugging, doing all the crazy stuff, that doesn't line up with who you want to be even in tomorrow. Right? It just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
You get somebody coming at you sideways today, you're going to be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it almost happened to me last night. I was a little sour end to Easter, but I was a little bit upset with some things that transpired.
Yep.
And I kind of lost my cool a little bit. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, I could do this today. And for some reason, it was just like, okay, if I do this, I'm going to screw everything up that I've got going for me right now. I mean, granted, I could have a recovery community and get back.
Sure. Yeah.
Get back to sobriety, but I mean, I'm subject to a DOT drug screen anytime, any place, anywhere now. I'm part of the Department of Transportation. I can't do that anymore. And that's the reason I do see myself as a truck driver in a year from now. Because right now, that's helping me stay sober.
Yeah.
Is having that.
I love it. It's a good accountability piece for you.
Well, not only that, but if I get behind the wheel of a motor vehicle, a semi, and I go out and kill somebody, and they find drugs in my system, I've already got felonies on my record.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
you're
locked
done.
up forever.
Yeah.
And that's not gonna be cool.
No.
I mean, my daughter's 9 years old. She's got a lot of years left that I need to be her dad. So
For sure.
that's one reason why I do see myself being a truck driver. Would like to stay local, but at the same moment in time, like I've had a little bit of a dream to go to an AA meeting or an NA meeting in every state in the country. That would be accomplishment. That would be fun.
Get a little coin from each one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have 50 coins from
Yeah.
each one.
Love it.
Or 50 coins from.
Sure.
But I can't drive a truck to Hawaii or Alaska.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I can drive to Alaska, but Canadians don't like felonies, so.
I'm not allowed there either, so yeah. Well, Brian, this has been great, and I just look forward to seeing some of these things unfold. I appreciate your transparency today and just talking about some of the, what led you to this spot, but also that change is possible, and that's what I'm left with. It's like you're 60 days in, but you're hungry for what's next.
Yeah.
And sometimes like with addiction, we can get just so set on like, what's this right now?
Yeah.
But you're already looking at what's next, what's down the road. And those things are going to keep you sober too.
Yeah.
And so we look forward to being whatever kind of support network we can for you. It's been great getting to know you and Jasmine, and we look forward to more family time and stuff like that when you get the kids and stuff out here. So
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah,
That was fun last weekend.
we just love supporting you. So thank you so much for sitting down and doing this.
Thanks,
So,
sir.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.